Olga. I'm originally from Russia, and I need to start every set like that because I know that they're listening. I am originally from Russia. I was born there, but I stand here completely in solidarity with Ukraine. I am on Ukraine's side in the war. Don't you worry. And controversial opinion, I don't think Vladimir Putin is a very nice man. And I think all Russians are evil. I can say that. I am Russian. And the reason all Russians are evil is because the Russian language, and this is true, doesn't have a word for empathy. I was 17 years old when I found out about the concept of empathy. Can you imagine what that feels like for a person? I couldn't. So I am originally from Russia. I lived there until I was 14 years old. Olga is a very common Russian name. Olga is the most common name in Russia. It is, of course, Old Slavic for I wish you were a boy. And my last name is Koch, K-O-C-H. It's meant to be pronounced Koch, but if you're living in an English-speaking country, 8 out of 10 times it is Olga Koch. I ran for student government of my high school under the slogan, I want me some cock. And I won. Also, I don't know if you guys know this, but in Eastern Europe, we don't have middle names, we have patronyms. So instead of another name, I have my father's name. So if you look into my passport, it literally says, Olga Alfred's Koch. So I never forget where I come from. It's my dad's dick. When I was 14, I was sent to an American school where I got this accent. But crucially, I did not go to an American school in America. I went to an American school in England. Why? I don't know. When you're 14, you don't question these things. But American schools exist all over the world. There are some in Australia. American schools exist all over the world to provide uninterrupted education for children of American diplomats and American military personnel, because the American parents can't bear the thought of their children taking even one geography class. And I've lived most of my life in the United Kingdom. I have a British passport, but because I sound this way, people will not accept me as British, right? Because I sound this way, people just assume that I'm stupid. The only thing this accent is good for is having sex with all the dweeby British men I like to fuck. Because they get to have sex with a mean girl from a high school movie. Go to prom with you? In your dreams, Jason. Sorry I got cum on you guys. Front row is a bit of a splash zone. I do love living in the UK, especially comparing to Russia. It's a much more diverse place, right? I have all kinds of friends in the UK. I have black friends, I have white friends, I have gay friends, I have straight friends, I have male friends, I have female friends, I have friends who don't like to identify as friends. Just all kinds of people from all walks of life. But I'll tell you one thing, a short story about what it's like to live as me in the United Kingdom. So my name is Olga. We know this. This happened a couple of years ago. I want to say 5 years ago. My hair was blonde at the time. It doesn't really matter, but it might be a little bit relevant. So my name is Olga, and I have no theatrical training whatsoever. Which means that the only auditions I ever get sent out on are for Eastern European sex worker with a heart of gold. Now, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Eastern European sex workers with hearts of gold. They are my favorite kind of Eastern European sex worker. The problem with these auditions is that they always want me to do a Russian accent. And I learned English with this accent, which means I end up having to fake a Russian accent by approximating one from the film Rocky and offending even myself. You owe me a lot of money, Dimitri. It's not a great accent, okay? So one day, I get a call from my agent. He's like, it's a standard post-coital scene. Not to brag, I do them all the time, okay? So I didn't even think twice about it. I showed up to the audition, I sat down, I looked around, and it is only only when I looked around that I realized that every single woman in that room is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life, okay? And this is not gonna be one of those things where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so ugly. Like, you have eyes, you'd fuck me. But every single woman, 8 feet tall, gorgeous. And it's at this point that I realize that I need to retrace my steps. And I think, every woman here is a model. The director of this film is extremely well known. I don't get the entire script. I only get 1 page of the script. I have to sign an NDA. I don't know what that is, but I think it's okay for me to talk about. And finally, the only line that I have in the entire script is, "Thank you for a wonderful night, James." Bond. I was genuinely auditioning to be a motherfucking Bond girl, okay? I walk into the room. The casting director, the second she sees me, gets out her phone, okay? She deflates. She looks like what James Bond would look like if I walked into a room. And I sit down, and there are 2 voices in my head. And the first voice is obviously like, Olga, you're a comedian. You want to be self-deprecating. You want to be self-aware. You want to go out there and let the girls know that this is a mistake. If you knew what this was, you wouldn't be here. But the second voice went, what if? Like the same voice that tells you to shave your pussy before a One Direction concert. What if? What if they go in another direction? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, okay? So I sat down and I very much let both voices inform my audition because it sounded like, "Thank you for a wonderful night, Mr. Bond. And by the way, you owe me a lot of money." I burst into tears. I called my agent. Long story short, I did not get to be a Bond girl, but they did let me audition for housekeeper. Dead housekeeper. And the movie's been out for 2 years, so I don't think this is a spoiler. And if you have seen it, you'll know that I wasn't hot enough to do that either. Thank you so much. I've been Olga. I have a show on tomorrow and on Sunday, just around the corner at the Factory Theater. So please come see it. And it's brand new material. None of this is in it, so that's exciting. Okay, have a wonderful evening. Goodbye.
One more time.